Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. We're going to talk Hermes today, and we're going to talk the journey of getting the quota bags. And, well, I went on a journey. And boy, oh boy, has it been a journey. Now, subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. Thumb up this video. Everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion. Just to get that out of the way immediately. Take a sip of tea. And let's begin from the beginning. Let's treat this topic as if it were a fairy tale. So once upon a time, there was this little Dacob who had a YouTube channel talking about art, fashion, luxury fashion, pop culture, perfumes, and the topic of Hermes popped up many times. Dacob loved Chanel, bags in particular, and fashion and perfumes. Hermes was not always a priority. Let's just put it that way. Hermes not being the fashion house, but rather the heritage house, making stuff for horses, more sportive wear, utilitarian wear, and crafty with leather, luxury high-end leather. Chanel being the fashion house, creating more innovative, fashionable, trendy moments from collection to collection. With time, however, Dacob noticed that for his standards, Chanel quality in leather started lacking from collection to collection, while every time he would be confronted and saw in person an Hermes leather bag, he would be pleasantly surprised. So much so to the point where, let's fast forward to now, where I am today. So we're not going to talk about myself in third person, which is super awkward anyway. So subscribe, thumb up the video, push the join button, become a member today, get access to extra perks. You can also follow me on Patreon, superdacob, all spelled together there as well, for extra perks. This video is being filmed live in front of a live virtual audience. I live stream several times a week, so come join the fun, come join the chats. Hello to my co-chatters in the sidebar. So we fast track this story to about 3 years ago. About 3 years ago, I started contemplating experiencing the ultimate luxury kick on my channel for science purposes, research purposes, but also to understand what is the process of obtaining a Birkin, a Kelly from Hermes. People were making crazy videos on YouTube, crying because they got blocked from Hermes because they were bothering the sales associates. Those videos would get hundreds of thousands of views. People were saying they got blocked from Hermes because they got offered a bag that they didn't really want, but they bought it anyway because you cannot say no to them offering you a bag, and then they would resell it, and then Hermes would find out, and then they would be blacklisted. I mean, people are suing Hermes in the state of California because they're claiming that allegedly Hermes is not allowing them to purchase quota bags without having built a spending profile. I mean, it's insanity out there. So I thought to myself, okay, for the sake of research and science, I am going to go on the Hermes journey, on the Birkin journey. So 3 years ago, I started analyzing the market. I started questioning, how do different countries or Hermes boutiques in different countries deal with their customers? A lot of that research was helped by YouTube and different content creators from different countries talking about their experiences, but a lot of it was also thanks to my travels all over the world and entering these Hermes boutiques, talking to sales associates very openly. Not begging them immediately, oh, can I get a Birkin? Can I buy a Kelly? No. And they realized my authentic interest because I would start a conversation with the sales associates, whether it be the trip I did in Melbourne in 2022 or, in America or in Europe. I would ask them like, hey, I'm really interested in and how it works, because it's not about me standing here asking you, can I buy a Birkin? It's about me standing here in front of you as a sales associate asking you, how do you, as a sales associate, deal with customers that are on the daily asking you every day, multiple times a day, do you have any Birkin? Do you have any Kellys? And each and every one of those sales associates, no matter in which country they were, kind of had a smirk in their face, laughed a little bit, said, oh yes, we're so tired of those questions. And they were authentically surprised when I had some conversation to start with them about items that were not Birkins and Kellys, like their cards, their paper collections. You know, I do have a few items from Hermes, their tarot cards, the memory game cards. And they were like, oh, you know those? I'm like, yes, I like those. I like how they're made. I think the paper quality is really good. The drawings and the artwork is really interesting. So I like things like that, right? I love your perfumes. And then we would talk about perfumes. And almost every single time when I had a conversation with a sales associate and when they realized that I was authentically into the brand and its history, the conversation would then at a certain point veer towards bags. Now, they would not have a Birkin or a Kelly, but they would have bags, you know? They'd be like, yeah, we have an Evelyn, we have a Picoton, we have, you know, those bags that are like not quota bags, but are also rare to find. And I would not buy them because I didn't really care. But I thought to myself, so let's get to the ultimate goal, the Birkin. Let's analyze the structure of the Birkin. Let's analyze the utilitarian aspect of it, because we all know the history of it, how it was born, the idea of it. Jane Birkin on the airplane with Dumas, and she was the baby, and she had the wicker bag. And then he's like, why are you doing that? She's like, because you don't make bigger bags. Hermes doesn't make a bigger bag for my diapers and stuff like that. So in the airplane, they sketched it out together. 1 month later, he contacted her, said, here, I have a paper version of it. Do you like it? Come in. Yes, let's make it out of leather. Can we call it a Birkin? She's like, yes, you can. And bam, the rest is history. As I was traveling the world, premiering Art Lovers Unite, my documentary movie with Vivienne Westwood and Patrick J. Thomas, our premiere in Germany during the Berlin Film Festival, not at, but during, it was in February of 2022. No, was it February 2022? Or was it 2023? I can't remember anymore. No, it was 2022, right? I went to it was 2023. Sorry, guys. Yeah, 2023. You see, I mean, time flies so quickly. I went to the Hermes boutique in Berlin. And I asked them, so how does it work in this country? How does it work with obtaining a bag? They're like, oh, well, it's quite simple. You don't need a purchase history, first of all. I'm like, oh, everybody talks about purchase history. You must have a purchase history. They're like, no, you just have to request a wish appointment for leather goods. You know, just like you would in Faubourg Saint-Honoré, um, the Parisian main store for Hermes. And it's kind of like a lottery there. They can pick out your name, and then the next day they tell you at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. you got to come here. Your appointment is there. This is a different system. This is like they say you have 1 month time. So we are allowed to allocate slots within one given month. So you write us an email to this email address. They gave me the email address. Write to this email address. And when you write the email and when we receive the email, if from the moment we receive your email, within the 1 month span, if we have in that 1 month, one slot available for a wish appointment, we will give that to you. We will then answer you in the email, hey, your wish appointment is on that day, that time, within 1 month. If we don't have any in that month, we will answer you to the email saying, sorry, we have no appointments. then you can wait 1 week, write us again an email. Because by that time, the month has slid up to another week. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm traveling a lot. I'm not really here. Okay, thank you for letting me know. That's really interesting. So no purchase history required. You just gotta kind of write them an email in the moment when they have a slot, an opening for an appointment, for a wish appointment. So I was traveling somewhere. I didn't do anything in February then and there, but I was looking at my schedule. I was looking at my plan. I was looking at my calendar, where I would be traveling. And I knew that I was, because, we shot the movie in Berlin and there's a lot of stuff, loose ends to tie up still in Berlin. I knew I was going to be there again in summer. So I started, as I was planning my trip back, I started writing the email for a screening. I had several screenings in Berlin of the movie Art Lovers Unite. And I started writing the email to Hermes, and I said, hey, I would like to, I'm inquiring for a leather wish appointment. Are there any slots available? The first time I wrote was April, maybe, and they answered, sorry, there's nothing available. Then I wrote again, that was mid-April. Then the week after that I wrote, sorry, nothing. The week after that I wrote, sorry, nothing. Then the first week of May, I wrote again, and they replied and said, yes, we have one appointment for you around the 4th of June. So that was almost 1 full month after the date I wrote them. I wrote them beginning of May. So it was literally 2 days before the month would be up, and that was the limit in which they could give me an appointment. And I was like, okay, great. I'm going to be in Berlin then. Perfect. Thank you so much. So 4th of June, more or less, I don't know, somewhere, beginning of June, I got my appointment. I was there. I went to the appointment. A very interesting process. So they said, so listen, here's the deal. Which bag would you like? And I said, Birkin. They're like, is this your first bag? Do you have any open wish orders with us already? Because if you have one open, you can't open another one. You have to wait till that one ends, right? I was like, no, I've never had a wish appointment with you guys. I've never had one open. This would be my first bag, and quite frankly, probably my only Birkin, because I'm just, I love the idea of it, and I want to have a workhorse, something I can travel with. They're like, okay, so you would like a bigger one? I was like, yes, I would like a Birkin 35. They're like, okay, good. So here's the deal. You can't really choose whatever you want. There are limitations. But we can make you one, they said. They said, we can make you one. We can make one just for you. But you have to pick. If you want to have it exactly like you want it, you have to pick within these parameters. Otherwise, it's a loosey-goosey game. I was like, okay, explain it more to me. They're like, it's very simple. The bag with the exact specifications you want, you can get, but it has to be either Togo, Epsom, or was it Evercolor? Or was it just Togo and Epsom leather? Just between those two, or those three. Color-wise, it has to be black, gold, taupe, or étain. Those 4 has to be. It can be silver or gold hardware. That's that. Now, you can choose other leathers. You can choose other color families. But then we can no longer guarantee that you will receive exactly what you want. So in other words, if I wanted a red Birkin, I could have written down on the list, I want a red Birkin, but then they would have said, fine, good, you can write red Birkin, but you cannot specify which shade of red. In other words, I couldn't have said, I want red tomato. That was one shade of red that they had a couple of years ago. I could have just chose the red family, and they said, what does this mean? This means that when the artisan that is given the task to make the bag for you. They make the bags according to how they arrive, how the orders arrive into their ateliers, right? So by the time it's my turn for them to make my bag, let's say I placed my wish order on the 4th of June, and they start working on my bag in September. That person who's responsible for making my bag in September, once she or he get my order and it says red, they're going to look what leathers they have in their storage in that moment that are red, and they will pick whatever red they have. In other words, I cannot tell them I want a specific shade of red. But if I say I want black, gold, etain, or taupe, I will get exactly those colors, because those they always have in their assortment. They're not seasonal, they're not trendy, they're not fashion colors. However, you have to pick 3 colors, and you can choose which is your first priority, second, or third. You will get one of those 3. So I thought to myself, okay, well, I love gold. Hermes gold is not gold. It's not this gold color. This is Hermes gold. It's kind of like a brown. This is Hermes gold. I love their gold. I love taupe. Etain, not so much. Taupe is like a gray color. And I love black. So I'm like, I'm fine with either one of those 3. But of course, I would like black first. So I put black first on my list. Second, I put gold. Third, I put taupe. And then for the leather, it was clear to me it had to be Togo. You know what I mean? I didn't want to discuss with them, give me some other leather, let me risk it. Can you do box, calf? Because they're like, we can't guarantee Barenia, we cannot guarantee box, we cannot guarantee anything. We can only guarantee if you want Togo, you will get Togo. If you want Epsom, you will get Epsom. That's all we can guarantee. The other leathers, it's a gamble. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to gamble. Give me the Togo. I'm totally fine with the Togo. Black first, gold second, taupe third, and gold hardware. And the ladies filled out my form. She offered me champagne. I did not buy anything that day. I did not pay anything that day. I got my little champagne. It was lovely to go through all the leather swatches, to see all the leathers. She brought out the sample bags for me to see. She brought out all the different sizes. I was trying out the size 40, the 35, the 30. And also the question arose, would she's like, if you're buying a Birkin, I would highly recommend that you do the, not the saddle stitch, the retourne, what's it called? If you buy a Kelly, we can do both versions, but obviously with the Birkin, we can definitely deliver the retourne version, which is the one that's kind of sewn inwards, not outwards, with the stitches visible. I was like, yeah, that's the one I want. Perfect. And after the appointment was done, she took down all my information and she said, thank you very much. We will get back to you within 1 year. It takes us, as of now, the wish appointment takes a year. If we cannot fulfill the wish within a year, then we do not take the wish at all. So in other words, the sales associate told me, the bag will be done within a year. We will make the bag just for you. Now that the order is in our system, as soon as it's your bag's turn, one person alone will be responsible to make a bag just for you. This bag is basically tailored for you, made for you. When she said that to me, it kind of clicked. I never had that experience at Chanel with their bags. Chanel, you just got to drop the money. They're readily available. And if they're not available, they'll order it from some other boutique. They'll check the stock inventory and, no Chanel bag was made for me. I have a ton of Chanel bags, but none of them are, you know what I mean? It's like you buy it because you like it. And the fact that she said, now you have to wait because we are making it for you. It made me feel safe. Like, oh my God, okay, yes, of course I'm going to pay an exorbitant amount of money for this, but they have this, they're like, it's like as if she told me, girl, I got you. I got you. Don't you worry about anything. When this is ready, we'll contact you. I was like, thank you very much. Okay, thank you. Just letting you know, I'm not here, I'm traveling a lot. When you contact me, if the bag is made ever, and let's say I'm not here because I'm traveling a lot, like, am I allowed to, do I have to come in person to pick up the bag? Or if I'm not in the country, can I wire you the money? Like, in other words, is there a possibility for you guys to send me a pay link and then I pay it online with my credit card that has my name on it connected to the purchase? Of course, she's like, as long as you are paying for it, because we have your name on file with your address. So when the bag arrives, if you're not in town, you have like usually 1 to 2 weeks time to pick it up, right? They're like, we can send you a link, you can pay via link, but you have to pay. Nobody else can pay for you. It has to be a card with your name on it, because this bag is made for you, specifications for you. Nobody else can, and this is also, nobody else can buy this bag except for you. They also do this to protect, from resellers, from selling the bag, and I get it, and I totally respect that. But I was very clear with them from the beginning. I said, you guys, just letting you know, I'm probably not going to be in Berlin when this bag arrives, because I have no clue when it's going to arrive, and I'm not here. I'm not from here. I'm not here. So she said, yeah, we can deal with that when it happens. If you're not in Berlin, we can do it with a pay link, and then you can give us an authority for somebody to pick up the bag for you, or you fly in later to pick it up. I was like, okay, great. Thank you very much. We shook hands. I left, and that was that. I did not hear from them. So that was June of 2023. I did not hear from them until, out of the blue, an email in my spam folder. Thank God I checked the spam folder. May 2024. Mid-May 2024. That's almost a year. Just like clockwork, Hermes promised. They said within a year, we will contact you within a year. 11 months pass. Almost 12 months pass. I get an email. And they're like, we have received a wonderful bag specification. They wrote down the size, the color, the hardware, and we are very delighted to let you know that your bag has arrived and you can come and pick it up at your leisure. You have 2 weeks time, or was it 1 week time? 1 or 2 weeks time. And I was not in Berlin. I was not in Berlin. Obviously, I was somewhere else. And that was shortly after my surgery that I had, and I was very incapacitated because I already had one really big flight behind me after my surgery, and I could not really travel anymore, and I had to stay put. And I was like, I can't, I can't fly across the ocean again. Like, my scars and wounds after my surgery are not going to allow me to do this. So what am I going to do? I'm going to lose my bag because I won't be able to pick it up within the 2 weeks that they gave me limit. So they called me to discuss the situation, because you cannot call Hermes. You see, you can call their headquarters in Paris, but then you cannot call the shop. So when you call the headquarters in Paris, you tell them the situation, then they make an appointment with the boutique that you need to contact, and that boutique then calls you. And if you miss the call, tough titty. You got to call Paris again to ask Paris to make an appointment again for the city local boutique to call you back. Because don't forget, between Europe and the States at that point were like 6 to 9 hours difference in time zones. So everything was a mess. So they called me to discuss the situation, to discuss my Birkin, which is still not mine at this point. So, of course, I am hysterical at this point because I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I can't believe this is going to end like this and I can't travel. And, oh, well, let's see what they say on the phone. So, on the phone, I say, you guys, thank you so much. I'm so excited about this. This is my first Birkin. And, but I cannot come to pick it up. And I explain why. And they said, we would prefer you to pick it up personally. And at that point, I thought to myself, are they thinking that I'm some sort of scalper or something? Because like, girl, no. And then I was like, hold on a minute. Then I put in my CEO attitude. And I was like, well, hold on a minute. Your colleague said very clearly that I can pay via PayLink. And you guys were very clear about that that's okay. And I was honest with you from the beginning. And I said from day one, when I placed my order, you guys, I might not be in your city to pick up this bag because, you know, I travel a lot. And they're like, oh, okay, well, let me get in touch with the other colleague. We'll get back in touch with you. And I hear nothing. Then I write another email. And this time in the email, I'm like, hey guys, can you please like let me know what is happening? I would really like to pay for the bag. And then another person calls me. This time it's somebody from a slightly upper management. And she's like asking me questions like, okay, first of all, like, why can't you come? And I explain the situation. She's like, oh, okay, I get it. I understand. Okay, fine. So she's like, we can make an exception. Exception. I'm like, you said it's totally fine to pay by PayLink. They're like, well, we're stopping this system. We don't really prefer to do it this way, but we can make an exception for you. You can pay via PayLink. But you need to send us documentation. I'm like, documentation? What documentation? Well, you need to send us proof of where you're living. We have to have proof that your address is the address that you placed with us on file. They have to match. And then she's like, who's going to pick up the bag for you? I'm like, oh, I have a dear friend who can pick up the bag for me. She's like, we need your friend's credentials as well. We need a copy of their ID, and we need you to fill out this form granting this person permission on that specific day to pick up the bag. I'm like, how can I write the specific day if you haven't sold the bag to me yet? Like, I have to talk to my friend as well to figure out when my friend has time to pick up the bag. They're like, well, we can deal with that later, but first send us all the documents. Send us PDF, JPEG, whatever files you can in the email. Cha. So I send them all the documentation. It's like applying for some visa to travel to some country. It's insane. But you know what? Fine. I'm like, it's my fault. I'm not there. You know what I mean? Like, okay, fine. Those are the conditions. Let's do it. So I send all the documentation I need to send. The lady that was talking to me on the phone was on holiday after that. So here goes another week where nobody's answering me. And I'm like, oh my God. But then I call again the headquarters in Paris, and they tell me that this person is on holiday. And I'm like, we'll go. But then Paris said, we got you. Don't worry. We're going to contact the boutique where the bag is waiting for you, and they will send you a pay link. I'm like, okay, great. Yeah, let's do that. Perfect. So the next day, and mind you, again, we're like 9 hours time zone difference. So their morning is my night and vice versa. I don't even know, super complicated. So when they're working, I'm sleeping. So you can't really miss it because the pay link apparently is only valid one day. And they send me the pay link the next day. And I'm like, oh my God, the pay link arrived. Okay, exciting, but also tragic because it's a lot of money. So I'm like, I go to the pay link, I try to pay, And it's an official Hermes interface. It's like the same interface that you would have when you are on the Hermes website and you purchase something like a perfume on the Hermes website and you check out. It's the same interface, literally the same interface. I click on it and I'm like, okay, pay, put in all my files, all the information, all the data I need to put in. Click pay, processing, declined. I go ballistic. I'm like, what declined? How is it declined? I can't call the boutique because you can't call the boutique. So I called Paris and I'm like, again, I called Paris. I'm like, hey, the payment is declined. I tried again. It doesn't let me do it again. They're like, oh yeah, the pay link only works once. So if it didn't work, it happens sometimes. If it didn't work, we're going to have to contact the boutique again. They're going to have to generate a new pay link and they're going to send that to you. I'm like, oh, okay. How long is that going to last? She's like, yeah, a day. You're gay, girl. So I wait. The next day, the pay link arrives again. New pay link. I fill everything out. Everything the same like I did before. I fill out everything correctly. I am at this point anally checking, double checking that everything is correct. Click on pay. Payment declined or denied. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, maybe it's my credit card. Maybe it doesn't let me pay so much in one go, which is not possible. I don't have a limit like that, you know? So I'm like, okay, well, let me call my credit card institute. So I call my credit card. I'm like, hey guys, do you see, are you blocking a payment? They're like, what do you mean, are we blocking a payment? I'm like, well, I've been trying to pay and it keeps saying that it's, actually, it said specifically declined by the, like the Cardholders Institute, basically. So the pay link was implying that my credit card was not allowing the payment to go through. So I tell that to my credit card. They're like, no, you don't have a limit on your credit card, first of all. And second of all, we would see if there's a payment that tried to go through. We would see it. We would see that something blocked it. But we don't see anything. In other words, you did not try to pay it. And I'm like, what do you mean I did not try to pay it? I tried to pay it. They're like, well, what this means is if you did try to pay it, then the problem lies with the person who generated the pay link. In other words, the company that generated the pay link did something wrong. So I go ballistic again. Then I call Hermes in Paris and I'm like, hey guys, my credit card says that there's something with your system. And then they said, no, there's nothing wrong with our system. At this point, I'm going crazy and I'm trying to call as many people as possible, trying to reach different people working at Hermes in Paris, because I'm thinking maybe some other workers have other experiences, maybe they know more. And in fact, I did reach one that said, oh, sometimes these pay links are very fickle. They might be a little bit unstable. Something might happen. Don't worry, we'll just keep generating them until one goes through. I'm like, oh, so you've had experience with pay links not working. And I thought to myself, hold on a minute. You know, let me go to the Purse Forum, because the Purse Forum is usually tragic, but they were good with something. Apparently, well, finally, the Purse Forum came through with some productive intel and not just gossip. The Purse Forum actually has an entire thread of people not being able to pay through the Hermes pay link. And we're not talking just expensive quota bags. We're talking people not being able to pay with the pay link, even if it comes to a scarf or a perfume bottle. And so this is apparently a big problem. Big problem. And a lot of people have had issues with this. So I felt a little bit relieved because obviously every time I try to pay and it doesn't go through, you know how it is, even in a store when something goes wrong with the connection, and then the clerk looks at you like, oh, so you want to buy this? You want to buy? You can't even afford. You know what I mean? Like that vibe. And I'm like, wait, just to be very clear, you know what I mean? Like, no, the funds are there. Something is not working with this link. This went on for over a week. For over a week. Back and forth. They keep sending the link. The link doesn't work. I have to wait another day for them to send the link again. And I'm kind of scared that, like, at any moment they're going to tell me, we're not going to send you a link anymore, girl. Girl, bye. You know what I mean? We're going to sell it back to someone else. But then the Purse Forum. Once again, the Purse Forum came through. You know what the Purse Forum says? They said, use different devices. Try to pay with different devices. So in other words, I have my iPad mini, I have my laptop, I have two different friends who have different phones, like Samsung phone, Apple phone, like different phones, different devices. And I'm like, okay, let me tell Hermes, listen, guys, keep sending me these links because I think I found the issue. Because my credit card is telling me there are no issues on my end. You guys are telling me there are no issues on your end. So let's see if the problem is the device. Apple, it did not want to go through. It did not accept any Apple device. None whatsoever. Apple, it was like, I have the feeling with trying to pay with Apple was the quickest to decline immediately. It didn't even wait 2 or 3 seconds. It was like, no, 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 I don't want you. I don't want you. But then the Samsung phone came through. I don't know if it was the 10th time they sent the link. I don't even know. And I was like, okay, this is my last resort. Let me try to pay with a Samsung phone. Okay. So the link arrived through my email. I opened my email on the person's Samsung phone. Click on pay. Process, process, process. Green. Accepted. Paid. I screamed. Kev says in the chats, the Koreans know not to mess with Hermes. Android came through, you guys. Android came through, baby. So this is what happened. The payment went through, and I wrote immediately an email to the boutique, and I said, I think the payment went through. Can you please confirm that the payment went through? Thank you so much for being so patient with me. And they replied the next day, because don't forget the time zone difference. And they said, yes, the payment went through. Thank you so much. You can come pick up the bag anytime. I'm like, well, hold on a minute. I cannot come to pick up the bag because I'm not there. So I have my friend coming. They're like, oh, yes, you have to send us. I'm like, yes, I know. I will send you all the signed permits with the name, with the ID card, everything. So I contact my friend, and I was like, first I have to ask my friend, when does she have time? And I figured out when my friend has time. Long story short, we figured out a day, and that she could go. I sent the paperwork to Hermes with the correct date. And then for some reason, we had to change the date by 1 day. There was some technical issue that we had. But I didn't send Hermes the permission paper for her to pick it up for me with the new date. The date was like by 1 day off. And I was like, if they make a problem with this, like, we'll solve it then and there. And they did make a problem with that. When she arrived to pick up the bag for me, they're like, the date on this paper was yesterday and you came today. She's like, yeah, because I had an issue, couldn't come. And also, I mean, you see me, it's my face. This is my ID card. It's me. They're like, okay. Deborah C says, why am I so excited about this story? It's fantastic fun. Thank you guys. Thumb up the video while you're watching. Okay. So she's like, So, like, can I pick up the bag? Now, obviously, this story would not be as fantastical if it wasn't for my fantastical friend who picked up the bag that day for me. And that friend would be Madame Ross. Now, to thank her and to show you everybody who's there, she is in the chat. Sounds so fun from the outside. Madame Ross is in the chats right now. Madame Ross, don't be angry. She's very shy, but I want to blend in Madame's Instagram, and I want you all to go and follow Madame Ross on Instagram. Look at this beauty here. There she is. I've prepared this. This is Madame Ross, dear friend of mine, and she has quite a following on Instagram. Classical trained opera singer from another time. This little beauty, this little fantastical creature went to pick up the bag. Dressed like that, by the way. That's how she lives until. Let me show you more pictures of Madame Ross. Oh, this is the only one? Cha. I can lift the picture then. Hold on. I have here everything. Look at this. This is the beauty that is Madame Ross. So be sure to go follow her on Instagram. Hold on, I have to add a little bit of light so you see it better. There you go. Isn't she gorgeous? So this is Madame Ross. And so this is how she went to Hermes, by the way. Okay. So this is her on Instagram. Please go follow her. She's amazing. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. All right. So now she arrives at Hermes. They allow her to use the signed date from the day before, even though they made her feel a little bit guilty. They're like, this is sus. Why is the date from another day? I mean, you guys, it was like entering Fort Knox. But then something happened. Something very special happened. She used all her charm and wits to very politely and kindly ask the sales associate at Hermes. She's like, listen, thank you so much for your patience and kindness. My friend, for who I am picking the bag up for, he's in a totally different continent right now. And this is his first Birkin and only Birkin, really. So he would really be very, very happy if you would allow us to do a filmed phone call while you are bringing out the bag in the store for me to see. Because obviously the bag is mine, right? So how can I, because usually, you know how Hermes does it, when you buy a bag, they make it special for you. They bring the box out, they lift the lid, they take the bag out, and you're there like that, you know. So I wasn't there. So she very kindly asked the sales associate, could you please, I know you don't like people to film, but this is a really special occasion, and can I please call my friend, and can we do a video call so that he can experience this, even though he's many continents far away? And the sales associate was a little bit like, if you don't film me? Okay. And Brooke Gardner says, I kind of love how hard they made it. I mean, now that we're telling the story, it's kind of amazing. But as it was happening, we were sweating, we were suffering, we were in agony. We were in agony. Agony. It was agonizing. It was years and years of waiting for this. The process, the waiting. But you see, that safety aspect of Hermes, when they promise something, they really deliver. They said, we will contact you within a year. They did. They did. And it's a kind of a cool thing because, like, you have a whole year to be happy about it. You know, you have a whole year to think, oh, it's going to be so nice when it comes, and you enjoy the moment. It wasn't suffering for me. It wasn't like, oh damn it, when is it coming finally? It was more like a very chill, very, very relaxing vibes, very smooth, very soft, no purchase history required. Here I go again, says Dacob. This story is like your holiday gift to the fashion bunker. It's fantastic. Oh, here I go again. Thank you, so kind. Thank you. Kev says, you gotta jump through the hoops like those dressage horses, darling. Holy Grace, I agree with you. Holly says, delayed gratification is a true, true luxury. But it's very kind of them and it's very gentle of them. They were very, very paced. And Hermes, and I know that CEOs and workers of Hermes, they scavenge the internet and they watch videos like this. Hermes, if you are watching, please don't take this video or what I'm saying as a critique to you. I think you did everything right. I think you made the experience for me extremely special and very, very unique. Despite all the hurdles were part of the fun. Now, now that it's all past and over, and I understand more the process and I understand the amount of work that goes into it, because the second that the sales associate a year prior to the bag arriving, the second she told me, now that your order is in, it's just waiting in line, it's queued in line until the next free artisan is available, and then they will start making your bag for you by hand. This is a bag that's made just for you, to your specifications. I'm like, yeah, okay, it's worth it. Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah. Yeah, okay, now you've made it click for me. You made it click. I get it. And I'm not stressed. And they just said, don't worry, we're taking it in our hands. You just got to be patient. And when it's ready, we will contact you. So don't you worry about a thing. So are you guys ready? Now, for the unboxing on camera, I didn't tell you what color I got. I want you to see it in this video. So mind you, it's a little bit pixelated because obviously we were calling each other through, what were we calling each other through? The iMessage system. You know what I mean? Because I don't have a smartphone. So my camera, I mean, the camera, it is what it is, you guys. It's, anything. So Val says, cha, I'm not ready. Brooke Gardner says, the journey is the destination. Vanessa says, oh my God. Andre says, best Hermes story ever. Lord mercy, I'm bawling my eyes out, says Lux84. Unboxing will take a pic of the box for the thumbnail, says Leo. Not ready, need coffee, says Linda. Kev says, this won't be your last one, Dacob. Gotta be careful. And while Kev is in the chats, in the live chats right now, also I want to thank Kev so much, because while I was deciding years ago, before I even got my appointment with Hermes for the order, Kev was so kind. Kev has a wonderful collection of Hermes bags and also Chanel, and he helped me a lot choose the size to order. He sent me photos. He explained to me, look, I mean, if you have it closed, it's going to be this big. If you open it and you let it flap, the bat wing on the sides, 35 is going to become more like a 45. But if you buy a Birkin 40, you got to think about the bottom of the bag. It's very wide. You're going to keep bumping into stuff. The 40 is not easy to travel with. 35 is more suited for your size and for your purposes. So Kev was really a beacon of light in this whole mess, because he made me understand and helped me choose the right size as well as color and material. So thank you, Kev, so much for the wonderful, wonderful support, because you've been my emotional support through all of this hell. So here goes, you guys. Are you ready for the phone call, the video call between Madame Ross and yours truly, as she goes to Hermes to pick up the Birkin? Are you ready? Thumb up the video, subscribe. Let's get to 100K subbies. Oh my God. So it's been. I feel like barfing. Okay. Enjoy the video. Hi.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Wow, this looks amazing. I'm so excited.
Your box.
That's the box.
Okay, erst da.
Oh my gosh.
Ist wirklich aufregend.
You gotta lift the camera a little bit. I don't see. There you go.
It's like you're looking like you're smelling it already.
Oh my God, I'm smelling it through the screen. Oh.
And there she is.
Oh my gosh, my Birkin. Wait, what happened?
Wonderful.
Oh, hi.
You see?
Hello, baby.
Hi.
Yes.
Hello.
It stopped, like the connection stopped for a second. Did you get a phone call?
Yeah, because I got a call, but I declined.
Of course you were going to get a phone call right now.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, it looks so beautiful. Hello, baby. Oh my God. Cute. Thank you. Oh, it's so beautiful. I'm just in awe. So this is the 35 in Togo leather.
Yeah. Is it what you imagined? Do you thought it's bigger or smaller? Because you were asking.
No, it's perfect. I mean, 35.
It's perfect, yeah. Yeah, so here we have 32. Yeah.
And so I don't see really the details of the grain. How is the grain? Let me know. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. So in comparison, do you see it? I don't know if you see it.
Yeah, when you come close, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Lovely. So basically, we don't have like so much veins on it. I don't see them.
No.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, look at that little cutie. So we got a Togo 35, black with gold hardware. Let's check the feet.
Okay, the feet. All right.
Oh, hello.
Okay.
Hello. We got the 4 feet. And the interior is in chèvre, or what's the interior leather?
Fragt, was das Interieur Leder ist. Leder. Interieur?
It's chèvre.
Chèvre. Yeah, chèvre. Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, thank you so much. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Thank you.
Yeah?
Yes.
It's okay?
It's
wonderful.
Yes, it's okay. Are you kidding? It's more than okay.
It's more than okay. Ja, ist sehr verliebt.
Oh man. Thank you,
Yeah, just let
Nicole.
me know if you... Yeah, of course. Just let me know if you want to see something else.
I mean, just, keep filming it. It's like so beautiful. I'm just in awe and I'm so excited. Yeah. And I've been waiting over a year for this. So I wish I could be there personally to pick it up. But I am across the ocean right now and I couldn't fly in. So thank you, Nicole, so much for doing this for me, because otherwise I don't think it would have been possible, really. So this is like, you've saved me and my little baby.
Aww.
Thank you, guys, everybody. And also to the wonderful gentleman at Hermes who is so beautifully packaging everything.
Ja, vielen Dank an den wundervollen Gentleman. And hops ins Bettchen.
Oh, it's gonna go back to its little house.
Ja.
Oh, sleep
It's
well.
Exhausted.
Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty, right?
Oh my gosh. I'm just like, you know what? It feels like I'm actually really there right now with you. It's so weird because I have you on screen, right? And oh, hi.
Okay, wunderbar. And that's gone.
Oh,
Wow. And hello to the Kelly. So how do you feel? How was it? Oh, hello, Madame Ross.
Yeah, because I just checking if I'm still alive. Yeah, because I was watching through the camera. It was so fast. I remember it was so fast with mine. Yeah, it's different when you pick up for someone else. Different. It's faster.
Right, because you have less tension. Because if it were for you, you would be like, let me inspect every detail. But okay, so what is your first impression of it? Because obviously I see it through the camera. You saw it live. Is the leather good?
Beautiful. It's very good. The grain is bigger, of course, because the back is bigger. But yeah, it's very beautiful, and I can imagine it's exactly what you wanted to have. So not too delicate. So something to really use. A bag with character. Yeah.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah.
Size-wise, how did you feel in the... It was big, right? It's okay.
Yeah, but perfect. So the really perfect size for you and to use it, because it can fit several stuff. So I wanted to carry it as well, but yeah, I didn't want to destroy the moment. But several times I was like, okay, can I carry it for the mirror? So I have to wait when I'm with you to hold it as well.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, be sure to tell them to put it in the orange bag, but then to give you the white bag.
He's gone now, so when he comes back, I will ask.
So, I guess that's it. We did it.
We did it.
Oh my God. Oh, thank you so much. This is so exciting. So, I mean, if you manage to grab some more pictures, photos, sneak in some pictures for my documentary of the whole journey.
Yes.
But this has been such a highlight. Now the next step is to figure out how to get the bag over to me. But the biggest part is done. The pay link finally went through. Finally you were able to pick it up. Finally we have it in our hands, and now we can sleep at least a couple of nights peacefully.
Yes. I guess I have to stop.
Okay. Thank you so much. See you in a bit. Bye. Love you. Bye.
What will happen next? Hit it, Bubbles!
Will Dacob get his Birkin? Tune in to part 2. Will Dacob get his Birkin?